Many San Francisco 49er fans are feeling relieved at the current moment, obviously, because Brandon Ayuk is paid and Ricky Pearsall is going to be okay. So, yes, a lot to be relieved of at the current moment regarding the San Francisco 49ers. But as we know, it wouldn't be 49ers typical fashion if everything was all kumbaya. So as a result, we still have the situation lingering with Trent Williams. So this is where we are currently at, according to Jeremy Fowler of ESPN. By all indications, it does not sound as if the negotiations are going very smoothly with Trent Williams. Obviously, all the communication and how it's been discussed through the media has been optimistic, right? So we've heard Kyle and John Lynch speak on this multiple times. Everything has been optimistic. So there hasn't been any kind of alarms going off like with the Brandon Ayuk situation. However, here we are on September 2nd. It is officially game week for the San Francisco 49ers, who will play on Monday Night Football against the Jets. And we have no resolution in sight. I believe it was Josina Anderson who put out a report about, I'd say about a week ago, maybe a little bit more than that, that really kind of like solidified the point that this actually might not be going well. And everything that we have heard since then has kind of confirmed that. So we are at the point where, according to these reports, Trent Williams is willing to miss games if he isn't going to get paid. So obviously, not the update that we were looking for today. I know everyone is very anxious to get this deal done with Trent. We've asked this question a million times, and you can answer it in the comments below. But who's more important, Trent or Brandon Ayuk? And pretty everyone said it was Trent Williams. And again, he's the best left tackle in football. There's a reason why he is asking for this new deal. There's no guaranteed money left on his current contract, even though there are 3 years. So, looking for a little bit of a rework where you get more guaranteed money and likely an adjustment that has it read as being the highest paid left tackle in football, which he's earned and he deserves. But it doesn't appear that we have any resolution in sight. So, what's the next steps for this? I think if we are going to be concerned about Trent Williams missing games, I think we should outline kind of the invisible deadlines regarding this situation. So when would that be? Some may say, well, wouldn't it be when the 49ers start practicing on Tuesday? They have an extra kind of bonus practice on Tuesday because the game's on Monday. The practice week is kind of shifted back a little bit. So would it be when the 49ers start practice, or when would the 49ers need to get this done in order to get Trent Williams in the game? Honestly, if I'm being perfectly honest, with the player of Trent Williams caliber, I would say this would need to be figured out by Sunday or Saturday, meaning you can sign Trent Williams the day before the game and he could be playing in said game. That's how good Trent is. Obviously, he keeps himself in tip-top shape and he understands the offense. He's played in the system since 2020. So there isn't anything that he needs to learn. He is a veteran, so that kind of thing doesn't concern me as much. Again, I've talked about this before. The only thing that really concerns me is the potential of soft tissue injuries based on not practicing a whole lot. Again, it's much different to go from a gym where you're staying in shape and doing field work and things like that to you have 300 plus pound defensive linemen trying to run through your face. It just presents a different challenge to your body. And we talk about it all the time, building up a callus. It's one of the things that, we will be looking out for with Brandon Ayuk, who is signed. We'll get a full week of practice before the game. Thank goodness. But again, it's one of the things that we've always talked about with missing training camp, missing practices is it's not just the reps that you're doing through the week. It's about getting your body prepared for the rigors of these games that are very demanding physically. So those are kind of the concerns. Uh, but other than that, we know he can function, right? We know he will be able to go in and play and probably play well. So that's not really the concern. So honestly, if we get into the weekend and there's no updates, obviously we should begin preparing to assume that Trent Williams will miss this primetime game against the Jets, which means Jalen Moore will be able to be inserted into the starting lineup. And, they have some pretty talented edge rushers. They actually have a really good defense. Will McDonald, who's really coming into his own as a pass rusher. They're obviously dealing with some drama themselves with the holdout in regards to Hassan Reddick, who they traded for, didn't give a new contract to, and he hasn't even showed up for one single day being on the Jets. So they're also going through their own situation as well. So they're down one of their top pass rushers, but are they down if they never had them? I don't know how you want to uh quantify that situation, but again, I think most fans would feel a lot more comfortable with Trent Williams out there. Obviously, though, I do have to say, like, Jalen Moore did look improved throughout training camp. Again, he's not at Trent Williams' level. Really, almost no one is. So you definitely will have to expect a drop off in production from that left tackle position if that is the case. So obviously, this one doesn't have the same level of drama to it, but obviously, this one feels a little bit more difficult, a little bit more challenging, um, in regards to maybe how far apart they are. With the 49ers and Brandon Ayuk, they really weren't that far apart for that long. There was just some, again, we've heard it all, we heard it in the media as minor details, minor details, minor details, right? And that's what it came out to be. It was minor, is a minor thing that got the 49ers and Brandon Ayuk over that hill with what we're kind of hearing from, Trent, or through the media is basically it's a little bit wider of a gap than I think people are expecting. So another challenging negotiation. Um, this one does feel like it could go into the season. Obviously, with uh, these invisible deadlines that we've discussed, I think will push the thing over the finish line, just like it kind of felt like that happened with the Brandon Ayuk deal in the situation of, clearing him and, about to start finding him and everything. And that really changed the direction of the conversation. So I think the same thing applies with Trent is okay, maybe right now it's not where it needs to be, but that could change in a hurry. So it's not as pessimistic of a thought process as it can feel. And I think that's just the important part to remember about the business side of football is that if two sides are motivated to get something done, they will get it done. So I think they're just kind of waiting. So hopefully in my hope is in the next couple days. I would say by Wednesday for me. That would be ideal. I would love to have Trent in the building, be able to go through a full week of practice, new implementations. Who knows if there's been wrinkles? I'm sure there's been wrinkles added, adjustments added. Uh, so it would be great to have him up to speed on those things. Um, but that's kind of where I'm at. If we get beyond Wednesday, which I assume we are, I'm assuming this is going to go beyond Wednesday. But for me, I'm okay right now. Beyond Wednesday, the anxiety is going to start jumping up day by day. But what about you? When do you think this needs to get done? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, make sure to like and subscribe for more updates.